Mike Mitchell, you knew him as a player. Now meet him as assistant defensive backs coach under new defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. It is great to have you back in this building. Although you had just the one season in Indianapolis with other stops with the Raiders, the Panthers, and the Steelers, what was it that drew you to returning to the Colts organization?
Just the people. And first things first, I got to give credit to God. Just for being able to have this opportunity. But then Mr. Ballard and then Frank, they believed in me when I was a player. And I remember on my exit interview, Mr. Ballard said, that coaching would be in my future. I didn't know it would come so soon, but, boredom happens. And this opportunity presented itself, so I had to jump on it.
You spent the 2018 season here as part of this locker room. There's a core group of guys that you played alongside who are still here, returning within this organization. What benefit is that you have those relationships that you're able to bring in now in a coaching capacity?
I'm not sure. I don't want to assume anything. I like to always kind of keep everything with a fresh start. So yes, there's some guys that I know, but especially coming at it from this is a different capacity for me. So I just want to, obviously, there's some jokes and things that I'll remember that we'll have. But when it comes time to me coaching them, or I don't even really look at it that way. I'm just trying to help as much as I can. That's really what I did when I was here in 18. I was kind of a player coach. So I'm really just doing what I did then, just without the competing on Sundays part. I look forward to trying to relearn them, get to know their skills, their strengths, their weaknesses, and then going from there. I don't want to come in with any preconceived notions or anything like that. I just want to kind of reintegrate myself with the guys, earn their respect again. I think that was one of the things I did early when I got here as a player. I'm no different in my approach this time around. I want to earn their respect as a young coach and get them to trust me and then just go from there.
And you're not the only former player coming in as part of this defensive staff. There's yourself, Cato June, who is in this building, won a Super Bowl as part of the Colts organization. How much of a compliment is there to guys who are recently removed from their playing careers, like you, like Cato, and then the compliment of veteran coaches like Coach Smith with the linebackers, Coach Milas, who you're working with the defensive backs?
It's going to be, to me, that's why the opportunity was so great, and I'm not really looking at it, it's a glorified internship for me. I'm not looking at this as me being, some great coach or anything like that. I have a great coach to learn from. I have a bunch of great coaches on this staff to learn from. So I'm really just looking at it as a learning experience, and then being able to throw my hand in the pile and help us try to win some games, help get players prepared and try to help us win. Like you said, there's a lot of knowledge, especially, with the coaches that we just hired. Coach Miles, I think he said he's in his 22nd season. I'm only 34 years old, so, that's a phenomenal amount of coaching experience. I just want to, every time I talk to him, I have my notebook out. I'm just taking notes because I know he's going to have a lot to give me, and I want to soak it all up.
Being familiar with the guys that you have in that group, guys like Kenny Moore II, Khari Willis, how do you see this scheme playing to the strengths and the skill set that there already is within this defensive backs group?
Well, I think they're just based on, what I know about the guys, and, I still wanted to play in October, so I was still watching. The thing that we have good football players, and I know Kenny personally. I know he's a worker. He's a guy he's going to do whatever we ask him to do, and he's got a great skill set for it. So I don't think that those guys will have any problem. The scheme really isn't very difficult, as Gus is already, he's teaching it to me on a daily basis. It's not very difficult to learn. That's why young guys will be able to come in and play fast. It's just going to be learning to do everything with great detail and great effort, which, I was here with Eberflus. Effort was a major thing, so that these guys won't be unfamiliar to them to hear that. There'll be some different word terminology that they'll have to use, but for the most part, that's the benefit that I know. I know this group of guys for the most part, and I know they're all workers. They'll do whatever we ask them to do to try to win.
I know that we have a couple more weeks before guys get back into the building for OTAs, but what's your level of eagerness to really get hands-on, get to work with these guys? And what's the sense that you get from them, the excitement they have to get back to work with Gus Bradley and this staff that you've assembled?
I have gotten a handful of text messages from some guys, but honestly, I'm kind of nervous. I don't live my life that way. I'm trying to just take it one day at a time. April's kind of far off. I'm just trying to get to lunch, and do everything to the best of my ability today. I still kind of have that in me as a player. I can't think that far ahead. I'm kind of a day-by-day creature. I'm just trying to get through the day and keep everyone happy.
Locked in on the goal at hand. Mike Mitchell, welcome back to Indianapolis. Great to have you as part of the staff.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back.